Yeah. Yeah. Let me take you on a day. We ain't gotta wait. Tell me if you got an ex nigga in the way, he can stay. I just wanna get a little taste, and I see you keep your body in shape. Look, I just wanna day.
All right, what's up, guys? The first episode of our new show, Talk Sporty to Me. I'm Brittany Bets.
I am P.
And we have a new show, Talk Sporty to Me, where we talk about all types of sports. We pretty much decided to do this show because we love sports.
That's pretty much what it is. We have two LA girls here. They love LA sports.
Love it.
Everything about it. And we're just going to turn it into a show.
No, seriously, like our text thread and like just even us on Twitter, like it's like guys, like all sports.
It's about damn time. Let me just say, look, it's about damn time. You have two LA natives here. You have to get two girls that love sports. They love everything about LA sports. We're trying to put it on the map, and that's it. That's all it's going to be.
So we decided to have this show, chill vibes, just like late night talk show type of concept where we can talk sports to you, talk sports to each other. You guys can kind of shoot us ideas, things that you want to talk about. And it should be fun.
Yep.
I'm excited.
So we want to, obviously there's a lot going on in the LA world, per usual, right? We want to open it up with LA sports. Most importantly, LA football.
Let me guess. The Rams.
Girl, you already know where I was going with that. We're going to talk about the Rams, and we're obviously going to talk about, today is Monday. We had some breaking news yesterday. Sunday. If you guys thought that you were enjoying your Sabbath or your Sunday or your whatever you do on Sunday, if it was chill or if you thought that you were having a good Sunday yesterday, I'm sure that was Can I just tell you?
easily interrupted by the news that you got.
So any LA Rams fan, whether it's like, you know, the new move, old move, whatever the case is. Can I tell you where I was at when I found out that Jalen Ramsey got traded to Miami?
Right, so that was the news. So yesterday, if you were having a peaceful Sunday, that was abruptly interrupted by the news that Jalen Ramsey was traded for a stapler.
He got his preferred location too, by the way.
Which
rightfully so.
For a stapler, though.
Yeah.
We got nothing for him.
I know. I understand, and I get it. We're dumping off these salaries. I understand. Let me tell you guys. I was at El Torito with my family, and I get a notification. Jalen Ramsey gets traded to the Miami Dolphins.
Bye.
For pretty much a bag of chips and a stapler, right? And I'm not joking when I say this. It was like a buffet thing. I said, I don't even want to eat.
That's the appetite. It was pretty sickening. So it was pretty much imminent. Like, we knew that he was on the trade block. Sure. We knew that we were going to probably try to shop around and see what we could get for him, because I guess the overall sentiment is that the Rams they've bought the Super Bowl. They went big. You know, they bought the superstars.
Which is more than anybody else
to win now, right? Like, I want to win now. Like, nothing wrong with that. But so what they did was they went all in, and for the foreseeable future, they have nothing to count on. They have nothing. Sure. They have no picks. You know, for a long time it was fuck those picks, whatever the situation. So they're like, how can we recoup picks and be able to come to the table to try to draft young talent, that type of thing. So, I mean, we dropped Leonard Floyd. So
shout out Georgia, though. Georgia legend, Leonard Floyd.
Goodness. Like, we'll get into all of this. Like, we'll talk about just like the overall state of the Rams. But this is to talk about the Jalen Ramsey thing. But we knew that it was imminent in a sense. And like, I think that I kind of pretty much knew for a fact 100%. That it was going to happen when Jalen tweeted to Rams Tapes. Shout out Rams Tapes. Love the edits.
Shout out Rams Tapes.
When he tweeted at Rams Tapes in reply to Rams Tapes saying that, you know, CB1 doesn't want to leave, blah, blah, blah. Right. And Jalen was like, I agree best CB1 in the league, but he doesn't want to leave. And then Jalen was like, I agree with the CB1 part, but that's about it.
And this is an off season of just pure cryptic tweets already, right?
Exactly.
So it's like we're already expecting
exactly.
this.
But I mean, what do you expect? So like in the age of social media where we're like so accessible to players and like they're able to put their feelings on Front Street and stuff like that, like I feel like that it makes them a villain. But I guarantee back in the day, like
now she went Charles Barkley with a guarantee.
You're my basketball girl, but I guarantee that back in the day when like Emmitt Smith wanted to get paid, you know what I mean? Like he felt some type of way, or like, you know, when they want to trade a big player 25 years ago, like they felt some type of way, but they didn't have social media to tweet about it or like make an Instagram story about it, that type of thing. So like, yeah, we villainize these people, but I totally get where Jalen is coming from, where you come in, you play for a team, you play for the Rams, you guys go through, you know, what you go through. You guys win a Super Bowl together. Last season was absolutely deplorable with injuries, with us losing guys, that type of thing. But Jalen, he was consistent. Like he stayed consistent. He played almost every game. His projections, his numbers were still top 5 corner in the league.
Right.
So, I mean, I get where he's coming from. Like it's kind of disrespectful in a sense, you know? Like, I don't know if they came to him and they were like, we need to rework the contract. You need to take a little bit less money. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, let's give a full disclaimer for this show. Paula and I, P and I, we haven't played a snap of football. So,
I played powder puff football when I was in the 11th grade. I played tight end, to be honest with you.
Sorry.
I played tight end for 2 years.
I stand corrected. So
But you're right. You're absolutely right. I was a powder puff football player. I just got to say shout out to Kennedy, John F. Kennedy High School in Granada Hills.
Okay.
But you're absolutely right? You get into this business.
So I've never played.
Beast.
Yeah. I've never played a snap of football. So my opinion is obviously going to just be
what you know as a fan, how you feel.
Just some random chick that's talking about sports.
Sure.
Talk sport into me. Yeah. But I mean, just anybody who has like any competitor spirit, like whether you're a fan, whether you're a player, I'm sure like you've been with this team. You want to stay with this team. Did we want Jalen Ramsey to stay with the Rams and to be a part of this team? I absolutely did. But I totally get where he's coming from in a sense that I'm not going to take less money. Like, this is LA. Taxes are high. The cost of houses and the cost of things, like, it's expensive. You know what I mean? And, like, I want to be paid my value. I'm one of the top 5 corners in the league. I won a championship. And you're shopping around for me? Or you're shopping around to see what you can get for me, and then you get a stapler. Man, whatever.
Okay.
I hope I wish Jalen Ramsey the absolute best.
100%. This is the only thing that I want. Like, if he ever gets to see this video, who knows? We want him to know is that, like, you know, I don't even think, even with like Jalen Ramsey was considered a vocal leader of this team, a leader on that, like, I would say second leader of that defense, right? Yeah. Especially in the backfield, right?
Yeah, in the secondary, like
secondary, that's probably
you know how many times we saw him getting mad at Taylor Rapp. Like, come on, like as much as he had that outside lockdown, and he would be so mad at Taylor Rapp. Like, that just shows you, like, he is the guy that they depend on. He is the one who knows what to do. Right. Like, it's a presence that's going to be missed.
100%.
But maybe, who knows? We don't know. Maybe there were problems in the locker room. I don't know. Like,
yeah, and I think that's like a whole different level of like, obviously, speculation.
I've never been in a locker room. Like, I've never experienced that. So
I've been in a locker room, powder puff football, like I said.
In this powder puff
tight end for 2 years. Anyway, look, I will say this. Jalen Ramsey, that chapter may be closed. Obviously, you know, him coming to LA from Jacksonville, us giving up whatever we gave up to get him, right?
Well, I mean, it kind of shows a pattern with the Rams to where, like, we gave up Marcus Peters to get him. Yep. And I mean, I was okay with that. Like, I think that a big part of it is me saying I trust Samuel Lester Snead. Like, that is just what it is. Like, he does wonders in the draft with late round picks. Yes. So, and like,
I think he's a sleeping giant. I think Rams fans, I understand you guys are getting impatient, especially today. Today is what? March 13th?
No, I don't even want to talk about Rams fans. Rams fans think that we're tanking to get Caleb Williams.
How do you feel about that?
Don't waste my time. Like, I don't want to tank. I want to be a contender.
By the way, it's not a rebuild. It's not a tank. It's a remodel. That is, I am quoting Les Snead.
A refurbish? Okay, so a refurbish is okay because I'm okay with sometimes getting like a refurbished phone. You know how like if your phone breaks and you go to your insurance, Assurion, you know, and they're like, okay, we'll send you a refurbished. And you save a few coins or two.
Right.
And it's essentially a genius at the Apple Store has put it right back together as new. Perfect. So if that's what we're doing, if we are giving a refurbished Rams team, like, let's do it. What do you mean? I'm down with the refurbished. Save a few coins. Pretty much just like new. I mean, you can't really tell what's wrong with it. You just have to like use it for its purpose. So like, let's get through the season. Hopefully we hold up. And yeah, I'll take the refurbished. Now, a whole remodel? No, I'm good on that.
Okay. So you're good on that. Let me ask you this then.
Why are we wasting Aaron Donald's time?
Why
are we wasting Matthew Stafford's time, which he doesn't have too much more? Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you this then. For next season, coming into next season, right? We know everything that we know so far. Jalen Ramsey's gone. The leader of our secondary's gone. What are your expectations for the Rams in this season? So far from what we know as of today. We have Jalen Ramsey that's gone. What are your expectations or your hopes for the Rams?
I mean, my hopes are going to always be to win the Super Bowl, right? Like, everybody hopes for that.
Again,
exactly.
By the way.
Exactly. I hope that we shore up that O-line.
Okay.
Like, absolutely. I hope that we figure out if we're going to keep Baker. Because
that's a good point.
Like, I really think that he is, or he could be the backup that we need. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't think that Matthew Stafford is going to be able to get through an entire season scathed, injury-free, and keep us contenders. Like, I mean, I'm, as much as I want that, absolutely.
You have to be realistic at some point, yeah.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, I mean, not to say that it can't happen. Tom Brady has done it before, right? In an older age, and Matthew Stafford is obviously much younger than Tom Brady was when he did that, but
I feel like when we used Tom Brady as a benchmark, it's really hard because I will say I made this mistake last year or 2 years ago. Unfortunately, 2 years ago I made this mistake when the Rams didn't win a single game in November. I made this mistake and I compared Matthew Stafford to Tom Brady, and I said, okay, well, that's a different beast that we're talking about, right? And then we sure enough went ahead and won the Super Bowl. We didn't win a single game in November. But we won the Super Bowl, right?
I remember that. Yeah.
It was dark times. Dark times, right? But I totally get what you're saying. He's a lot younger than Tom. I understand that. He is the last. We've said this so many times, by the way. The last of a dying breed. Yeah. Right? Gunslinger, exactly. The last of a dying breed. But I think that maybe I don't know if we want to get this to go.
So here's the thing. Do I trust him? Yeah. Do I think that he can lead an offense? Yeah. Do I think that his arm strength and like the capabilities are there, even with a back injury, even everything that he went through last year, like the contusion on his spine? I think so. I think that, I mean, he's had ample time to rest, rehab, all the things, right? But most importantly, again, I will reiterate, Baker needs to be backup because he's young. He knows the laws of the land. I mean, he came in after 48 hours and he pretty much was like, yeah, I can handle this offense. You know what I mean? Like, you remember that game.
Can we talk about that Raider game for just 45 seconds? We're going to talk about that Raider game for 40 seconds because...
Just go back in time. Just for a minute. Please
that
bear
Raider
with us.
Game was just...
I was there. Yeah, it was... I mean, it was epic in a sense that we were down. What was the score?
When?
16.
Full disclosure, this is when she had her holiday party. But I went to my holiday party. I said, can you guys put the Rams game on? I was at some sort of arcade in downtown LA. And I'm like, can you guys put the Rams? Oh, okay, it's already on. Okay, cool. Everybody's bonding, but I'm over here watching the Rams game.
But whatever the case was, Baker came out there, did his thing, threw the teddy to Van Jeff.
Yes.
We won the game. We beat the Raiders. Obviously, it wasn't substantial enough for us to do anything last season, whatever the case. But that was a good enough glimpse for me to see that, again, just like when Matt Stafford came into town, it was like Sean McVay got a new, shiny new toy, right? And he wanted to just whip it out, show everybody what he can do with it. Hey, guys, look at this. Look. Like, yeah, and we won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Baker under Sean McVay for a little bit more time with the weapons that he has, like utilizing Van. I mean, obviously, Cooper Kupp is going to be back. That's no doubt about it. But, I mean, like, just I think that him and Van are going to have, like, a really special connection if we are to keep him, which I hope that we can. Like,
okay, so you want Baker as our backup?
I mean, we're broke.
We're broke as fuck, but
I mean,
unfortunately, look, this is like an LA team where you would think like it's a glitz and glam, which it is to a certain extent. But honestly, look, baby, we have no money. That's why we're not making any moves.
Help me, we're poor.
Yeah, that's why we're not making any moves to free agency right now. And
I read
Rams
something.
fans.
It said that we have like 40 guys on the active roster, so we're essentially looking to fill 13 spots with either drafted or undrafted rookie talent.
So I'm actually glad that you brought that up, because actually this is something I wanted to talk about. Colin Cowherd got on his show today, and he actually mentioned that the Rams are actually going through like basically an opposite model that the Pittsburgh Steelers went in. So what I'm saying is the Rams are basically, first of all, if you have Aaron Donald on your team, that's the leader of your defense, right? We are going the opposite way, right? We're unloading on that defense. We got rid of Bobby Wagner, unfortunately. We got rid of Leonard Floyd. We got rid of Jalen Ramsey. We're going to use whatever money we have left, and we're going to load up on offense. That's basically what Colin Cowherd said.
And the crazy thing is, like, you hadn't told me that take. You hadn't told me what he said. I hadn't seen it.
I just seen it this morning. Or actually, I just seen it a couple hours ago.
I don't agree with us doing that, but do I think that we're doing that? Yes, I do. Like,
well, I wanted to ask you this, because I didn't, for my sanity, I did not watch the Tampa Bay game. I did not watch it for my sanity. Unfortunately, I could not also, but it was very evident to me that our offense was the problem, not our defense.
This past season.
Yes, this past season.
Okay.
You and I were texting about it, remember?
That was the game that pretty much set everything off kilter. Like, that was the game that did it for us. Like, if we won that game, I honestly think that we would have had a totally different season.
Right.
Like, it truly kind of revealed problems that a lot of people weren't willing to accept. Like, last season, everybody wanted to just highlight the fact that Raheem Morris plays soft defense.
Raheem, if you ever see this, we are so tired of that soft coverage.
We are. But I mean, here's the thing. So, I don't know. Like, I think that I'm just like more of a, like, if I played a position, I would want to play defense. Like, I would want to play like safety. I will like, go on record. It's a tough. Oh my God. Like, DBs. Like,
I will go on record and say, outside of quarterbacks, I've tweeted this many times. You can hold me accountable to this. I think outside of a quarterback, anybody who's a DB, especially if you're in that secondary, is the most important, if not the most intelligent position to play.
Yeah. Free safety is probably like one of the hardest positions that you can play. So there's that. But let me just say this, that I think that we really have given Raheem Morris a lot of shit. But we have never come at the offense with that same energy. Like, all last season.
I agree with you 100%.
And so back to that Tampa Bay game, you know, like, everybody said that the defense lost us that game. And it's like, that game, number one, told me that Twitter is just full of fucking people that don't know football. Number one.
You know what it is? I will tell you this. And I will say, I've been on Twitter for 10 plus years. I will say this. That's a long
time. I joined really late in life.
Twitter
is my only social media for people who ask me, by the way. No, I don't have an Instagram.
It is. I've asked her for Instagram.
No, I don't have a, what else is there?
Girl.
Like TikTok. I don't have
Ticker talk.
TikTok. I don't have that. I don't have the Snapchat. I don't have the Facebook.
I will say, if you were to give me, like, if you were to say, hey, P, guess how much percentage of these people watch football in general, just for the sport itself? It's actually, a lot of people only watch it for their team, and there's a lot. Mm-hmm. There's a lot that's missed in between that. And that goes to what you were saying,
right? A lot that's missing between that. Listen, there are so many people that just don't know football, don't understand football. Like, there's so much more to it than just your team won. What, like, you know what I mean? So, for all the people to say that the defense lost us that game, no. And, like, if you're one of those people, I personally think that you don't know football. And that's just what it is. Because that game, our defense should have never, ever, 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 never, ever stepped foot back onto the field.
I agree.
So, like, you can sit here and say, well, they gave Tom Brady the ball on the 40, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't care about all that. Like, I mean, if you want to back it up there, like, special teams was absolute garbage this season. Like, whatever. The point is, the defense held Tom Brady to under, like, 25 points, 24 points, whatever the case is.
I think, full disclosure, I was, like, on a road trip to Vegas at that time. When I checked the score, it said 6-9. I said, you mean to tell me we have a Tom Brady who has nothing to lose? He can't even score, like, what?
But then you'll have all the people that say that was a horrible year for Tom Brady. He lost to so many rookies, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. It doesn't matter. When it came to the Rams in that game, defense should have never stepped back on the field.
I agree.
And that's just what it was. So, here we are. Was it 3rd and 5 or was it just third and 10, whatever? My problem with that was, like, Matthew Stafford doesn't use his wheels enough. And whether that's by design, whether Sean is telling him stay safe in the helmet, I don't know. But he does not roll out and use the wheels and head for the freaking marker when he needs to. Like, that play, you extend it as much as possible, as best as possible. Like, they know the guy that you're going for. They know that you're going to be looking for Cooper Kupp. They know that you're going to try to hit him. Like, why are we... Anywho.
But we're also talking about a guy who is, like, again, we're going to say it again. He's the last of a dying breed, right? And I agree with you 100%, right? Like, why... Matthew, you have these wheels in you. We know, we've seen it. We've seen it on the biggest stage.
Here's the thing.
We've seen it on the biggest stage.
Those aren't the fastest wheels. They're a little slow.
The wheels get turning, you know? We've seen it on the biggest stage in the world.
They can roll. But no, so, I mean, I'm making this point to say that in that type of situation, that's when you have a Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? That's when you pull... You pull something out of the trick bag and you have Baker Mayfield either run the ball for you. Like, you have some sort of trickery, or you have a design to where your quarterback is doing a little bit more for you.
Right, so. Right. And I think that also, like, you know, we got into I think we talked about this when the Rams unfortunately lost Cooper. I feel like it made our offense. It opened up our offense more. It opened up our offense more.
Well, yeah, we had like, no choice.
Matthew lost his safety blanket. Yeah. All of a sudden, it's not Cooper Kupp or die.
Yeah, we had to figure it out. But
we figured it out. I mean,
so right now with the state of the Rams, we have Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Aaron Donald.
Those are the 3 pillars, according to our good sir Les Need. I wouldn't say verbatim that's what he said, but maybe. Those are our 3 pillars of the team.
What are we doing? So if you look on Twitter, though, like, according to everybody, Matthew Stafford is being shopped. Aaron Donald is supposed to be traded. You know, he did put in his bio some time ago, former NFL player for the Los Angeles Rams or something like that. For, you know, but...
I want to actually put a button on this, on the whole Rams, I guess, scenario. I want to put a button on this and say, really quick, I just want to ask you, like, what, going into this new season, whatever it is that we're doing, this is the first day of free agency. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. what is your, and we'll put a button on this for now because we'll be here next week. What is your, I guess you could say, like, expectation of us if we do make any moves before, I guess you could say, even preseason, or if anything, like, what is your near future expectation of the Rams moving forward right now?
Okay, well, I'll say this. What I want and what I would hope for us versus what I expect for us, or what I expect to happen, are two completely different things.
Okay.
Like, what I want us to do is, there is a gnat in here that I'm going to kill. Like, what? Hold on.
She got it.
I missed it.
Oh, did
I'm
you?
going to get it. But anywho, what I want for us is to shore up the O-line, like, period. I want
that is our priority.
I want us to get a pass rusher.
Okay.
Like, I want us to get help now on the defense, since we've pretty much kind of, like, you know, shaken the tree and the leaves have fallen and it's pretty much bare. But that's what I would want, right? But knowing the Rams, it sounds to me like they're going to just roll with the O-line as is. Like, that's the thing about the Rams. Like, they give you the opportunity to kind of prove yourself, right? Like, for a very, very long time, like, we were asking ourselves, well, what's going to happen with Terrell Burgess? Like, no, seriously, like, that. And I mean, it never panned out, unfortunately, but they will give you time, or at least as much time as they think, to hopefully develop into the player that they want you to be. And I mean, you can't really give a better example than Noteboom. Like, he's been there for how long? And
if there's a guy that stepped up when we thought we needed him, it's Joe Noteboom. Right? And then that Tampa Bay game.
But what's going on with the rest of the O-line? Like, we can't have practice squad players for eternity. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of you have to go after talent. Like, it gets to a point where you kind of have to go after guys that, you know what I mean, that have the upside. Proven guys from college that have that upside. So do I expect them to use an early round pick, our second round pick, our third round pick on an O lineman? Nope.
I hope not.
Nope. I mean, I want them to. I do. I
understand that. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why I want a bit besides Rob Havenstein. I needed just a tiny bit of seasoning behind that O-line. Let me tell you why. Matthew Stafford is aging. Matthew Stafford is not comfortable outside that pocket. Matthew Stafford just got some new teeth. Look, Matt, good. I'll be damned if next year we get those teeth knocked in, because you don't have more than 2 seconds to throw that damn ball, right?
No. We got to give him time.
We need a little bit of seasoning behind that O-line.
Like, if you're keeping Tutu, then obviously in your mind you have some sort of expectation to take the top off.
Sure.
Ain't no way you gonna do that if you're not giving Matt
more than
5 seconds. I mean,
he's not getting to his second read. He's not.
Well,
he's not, unfortunately.
That's another episode. Matthew Stafford's reads, ladies and gentlemen, and what I think of them.
That's an episode within itself.
That's an episode in
You're
itself.
You're absolutely right. Okay, so we're gonna put a button on this. What our
Rams got to figure it out, because we don't have a lot of money. Mm-hmm. We don't have a lot of draft picks.
But we have a lot of pressure because we're in LA.
A whole lot of pressure, because these are some fans that will sell their tickets in a heartbeat. I'm going to be in my seat. Like, that's just what it is. Like, rain, sun, sleet, shine, wind,
humidity, lose. Fires. We're in LA. We're in California. There's forest fires. We're going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
We're going to be there.
Exactly. But, okay. So we can segue into people who don't have money going into people who do have money, and talk about the Ravens and Lamar Jackson and how they are doing our guy.
Listen, I think it's been maybe like 4 or 6 days since I heard some Lamar Jackson news.
No, it's criminal. Like, you need a break from it. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you know, like, it's criminal.
What are like, let me say this, because What are your thoughts on that? What I'm saying is, it's weird because it's like it's dead air. We don't know if he's gonna stay in Baltimore. Well, and we always have to keep in mind. This guy represents himself. He does not have an agent.
Yes.
And when we talk about this, we always
But
have to
why
keep
can't he represent himself? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, I get it. Shout out to the agents. Oh, my God, Nicole Lynn. Love her. But shout out to the agents out there. But what is wrong with him trying to represent himself?
There's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And that shouldn't be a reason for them not to want to negotiate with him. Like, that's like PERB. Do you know what PERB is? Like, this is so off topic. PERB, like the public, that's like the Public Employee Relations Board. Like, people like nurses, firefighters, people who have a union, they have to deal with them. So, like, if you go into negotiations, like your union is in negotiations,
Can
and
I just say this girl, she's a nurse. She's like been used.
So yeah, so I know these things because like aside from the sports thing, like yeah, like there were other things that I did. But yeah, so the PERB is like somebody who pretty much tells you like if you're doing right in terms of like your negotiations or something like that. Okay. And if PERB was involved in this, I really think that they would be like, Ravens, you are absolutely wrong.
I think
you're shitting on Lamar Jackson.
I think 98% of the country, Ravens fans or not, would say, Ravens, you're doing this absolutely wrong.
It's crazy.
This is a former
It's
MVP,
egregious. It is
and
asinine.
You guys are absolutely playing with this
But
man.
beyond the former MVP, unanimous MVP, might I add.
True.
Like, has he had a losing season? No. I mean, his record is like 49 and something. Like 49 and like 16. I'm probably wrong. Somebody's probably going to leave a comment on this and correct me. Go ahead. That means that you watched it. Great. Thank you. But whatever the case is, like, he hasn't had a losing season. He's made it to at least the playoffs, and since he's been in the league,
with
right?
The subpar.
Oh, the cheapest wide receiver core and offensive core in the league in like 2019, 2020, all those things.
Let's not even talk about that defense. Let's not even get. We would have our show would be
no. But I mean, how do you not want to pay the guy? So, I say all that to say that if I was Lamar Jackson, me as Brittany Bets, who's never played a snap of football ever in my life, okay, as one of the best quarterbacks that this game has ever seen, I'm not playing a snap for you guys this season. Like, we weren't even talking the right numbers to begin with, and then you tag me. And so yeah, with the tag, he can go out and he can talk to other people, and pretty much if they were to say, you know what, Lamar, we want to give you $200 million, then the Ravens have the opportunity to come back and match that.
Yes,
but it's just like, you guys could have offered me $200 million from the jump. Like, so you didn't have to wait on another team to come in and try to tell me what my worth is when you guys know what's up. Mm-hmm. Like, this team is so much better with me.
You know, kind of like, ladies, you already know this. To all my ladies watching this, as soon as the man sees, like, as soon as the man that you want sees you getting attention from anybody else, he's like, hold on, that's what I want. This is the same.
Well, no. Here's the thing, God. This gnat, I'm gonna kill it. It's my light. That's what it is. Shout out to the neon light. But no, that I get that. But no. Other teams have said, like the Falcons, the Panthers, teams that legitimately need a quarterback,
we're not interested.
We're not interested.
Which I think is something that I think, from what I've seen personally on social media, is something to raise.
It's like bro code.
Keep an eye on.
It's like bro code. I think I got it. No, I didn't get it.
It is bro code. If we're putting this in relationship terms, how we just talked about, it is bro code. Where the owners are like, nah, dude, that's your girl. I'm not, like, your girl's hot, whatever. But I'm not going to mess with, that's bro code. It's 100% bro code. Because as soon as, like, we all find out about Lamar Jackson, next thing you know, nobody's interested. Falcons are not interested. Miami's not interested. Vegas is not interested. Even if they were. Now they got their quarterback. But...
So you mean to tell me that the Atlanta Falcons don't need a quarterback?
I mean, they got rid of Marcus. They have Desmond Ridder. I guess Desmond Ridder's their future.
You mean to tell me that the Carolina Panthers don't need a quarterback?
The Carolina Panthers are going to draft.
You mean to tell me that the Tennessee Titans don't need a quarterback?
They're going to get rid of Ryan somehow.
No, they're going to drop Ryan Tannehill. They paid him all that money. They were fleeced into paying him all that money. And, like, they're literally talking about getting rid of Derrick Henry.
I know.
They're fucked up. Like, they are fucked up right now. And you mean to tell me that they don't need a quarterback? Okay.
Again, it's bro code, like you said. I think you put it perfectly. There's a bro code that's going on with these owners. There's a bro code that's going on with this front office between all of these teams.
Well, Ravens fans, I hope you guys have fun with Tyler Huntley because Lamar, and who knows, maybe Lamar's going to go out there and ball out. And if he does, great for Lamar, right? Mm-hmm. But if he doesn't play a snap, don't be surprised. Like, why would you be surprised about that? The disrespect is so real.
It is crazy. It is crazy. If I was an NFL owner, there'd be more than money that I would be throwing at this man.
And it's just like, when you bring other people up, it's not to necessarily shade them, but like you have to compare and contrast to kind of understand the entirety of it all. Okay. So Lamar Jackson, again, unanimous MVP, great winning record in this league, but Kyler Murray is getting like what, 190 million guaranteed. Is that the number? I'm sure somebody's gonna correct me. Like I'm just talking. Like this is just off the top of the dome. If we could cut and I can look at my phone, we can come up with better numbers. But no, if that is the number, you mean to tell me that Lamar can't get 200 million guaranteed? Okay. I mean, Deshaun Watson is getting 230 million guaranteed, and he sat out an entire season.
I will say his contract, as of like a few hours ago, maybe 12 hours ago, it got restructured. I don't know what Cleveland's doing, but apparently his contract got restructured.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson is a different conversation for a different day.
It's a different,
right?
Yeah. We'll see how many people watch that show.
Yeah. So I guess we can button this football topic up, and we can say, I mean, today is, like I said, March 13th. It's the first day of free agency.
It's only Monday.
First day. It's been like a few hours.
Exactly.
Of free agency. So God knows when we record a week from today.
Buckle up.
We
still have the draft. We still have there's just so many things, but get ready. To cover. This is just episode one of many.
It's a lot to cover. So we're sitting here. We're talking about, our focus mainly is LA. Right?
LA sports.
We're two LA girls.
Born and raised. Shout out to Lamar Park. Lamar Park was good.
Shout out to the San Fernando Valley again. We're going to shift this up really quick. We just want to touch base on the status of Los Angeles basketball. Just super quick. Actually, we don't even want to look. It's as obvious as it's ever been, right? It's always going to be a Laker town. Mm-hmm, it's been that way. Mm-hmm. It will always be that way. History says that it'll always be that way. And we're going to shift gears here a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Because the Lakers are actually contenders.
Some way, somehow.
Like, I'm literally watching games. And I mean, I know that sounds crazy. But anybody who knows me knows that I cannot invest my time into the Lakers when they're on the BS. Okay. Like, when they're with the shenanigans.
I agree.
Like, guys, we've been through a lot. Like, I don't even want to tell you guys how old I am. I mean, I don't care. I'm 34 years old. Like, it's been a long life of mine, okay? A lot of years have been taken out of my life from the Lakers. Mm-hmm. And then you have the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. And then you have the Rams. But, I mean, just with the Lakers, lots and lots of years have been shaved off my life. So, I think that just for my overall sanity, it has been in my benefit to only watch when I know that we are on track.
Protect your peace, mama.
To possibly be in the Western
well,
finals,
right now, okay, so let's say.
Not necessarily the finals, but just the playoffs. Like, April. I'll watch in April.
And I think it's clear to say we won't know yet. We won't know yet what the status of LeBron James is, right? There's like maybe less than 13 games left in the season, right? And right now, as close as the Western Conference is, we are shifting constantly up and down.
But this is a team that, from what I've been seeing, they can win without LeBron, right? Like, if they continue to play the way that they're playing, like, you know, just with this scrappy effort and AD out there playing.
Post-trade deadline. And a lot of folks are, you know, this is a very, like, I guess you could say, like, I wouldn't say controversial topic, but okay, here's the backstory. Brittany and I were in Arizona together for Super Bowl.
Ooh, trade deadline. Yes.
And Brittany and I actually witnessed LeBron James pass Kareem. The story about that is actually kind of nuts. We were watching on the phone. We were at the media party for the Super Bowl. Yep. We were at the media party at that farm. Mm-hmm. And everybody was just kind of doing their thing. It was freezing, like freezing. Everybody was trying to get their samples. I shouldn't call them samples. Like, it wasn't a Costco. It was food. Like, everybody was trying to get their food and eat. And we're loading our phone trying to see LeBron pass Kareem. So that was us. We also got into a nice little back and forth with those guys about Matthew Stafford. That's a whole nother day. Ranked in the NFC, which is actually a topic that we want to.
That'll be another day. That's a whole show.
The folks here at LAFB, we feel really strongly about the NFC quarterback rankings.
I wonder how they feel like with Jalen going to Miami, because like Adam was like, yeah, we'll talk about that. But no, we were there. We were watching LeBron, all that. So then we go back to the Airbnb, and I guess it was the next day. It was just like, I'm telling you, if Shams with another one. Shams with another one.
We were all
Shams with another one. The Woj. Yeah.
We were all in the kitchen, and then like I think I step away for a second to go in my room.
No, you step away for 1 second and you missed it.
She calls me and she was like, Russell Westbrook just got traded to the Utah Jazz. Blah blah blah.
But what also did I tell you?
Which part?
About him not going to Utah. I said he's on the phone with his agent.
Yeah. But the entire time we were actually in Arizona, aside from the obvious, we were there for the Super Bowl. I would say maybe 30% of that was NBA trade line.
Yeah, it was a lot. There was so much that happened in just like a 4-hour period that it felt like an eternity.
Yep. So I think when it comes to LA basketball, I think now where we're at now, that was a month ago when we were there in Arizona, actually a month ago. So I think now that we're here.
Oh, we're light years ahead than from what we were. And I mean, great. You know what I mean? Like, this is the team, like this team I think can actually just build and continue to get better, like with the players that they have. But just in terms of like a culture, and this is no disrespect to Russ. Like, he's born and raised in LA. Like, I love Russ for
shout
who
out to my
he is.
UCLA guys. No, I gotta shout them out anytime that I get the chance to. I want to shout out any UCLA player. Shout
out Russ. He was a whiz of Westwood, like from LA. I think that he played like. Did he play at Darby Park? I'm probably just saying that. Like, it just sounds like it. Who knows? But whatever. Like, but just in terms of the culture and the locker room, it just didn't seem like what those guys needed.
Sure.
And now that we have D'Lo back and just his maturity and just his basketball IQ, and not to say that Russ doesn't have any, but it just wasn't meshing the way that we needed it to.
Yeah.
And I think that this team that the Lakers actually have now, without a doubt, like, there's no reason as to why they shouldn't be in the playoffs. There is no reason as to why they shouldn't press forward. Like,
Okay, so I checked our standings maybe
what are we, 9th?
Hours. No, we're actually now, even though we lost, I believe we lost yesterday to the Knicks.
Yeah, I saw that.
But, you know, again, the West is so tight.
It's tough now. I mean, this is
the West is so tight.
This is where John Morant wanted.
Right, I'm fine in the West. The West is so tight right now. There is 6 teams that are like a game and a half difference, right? So constantly these seedings are just shifting, right? So yesterday we were outside the plan. Today we're in the plan, given the loss of a few West Coast teams.
Jeez.
So I think post trade deadline, it will honestly depend on whether we eventually get LeBron back. We don't know that.
What's the extent of his injury?
So I believe LeBron has, I don't know if you guys remember, but it was that game when we played against the Mavericks. He heard a pop in his foot.
A pop? I don't
a pop,
like
yes. Yeah, so he's got a boot on. He's been having that boot on for a minute. He's been
on
that little scooter for a minute.
Oh, my God. I had a boot. Oh,
right.
no.
And, you know, LeBron's 38 years old. He is not as
he's
indestructible as we thought.
Forget it. Season. Yeah. Okay. Well.
But, you know, we're getting second opinions, whatever the case is. We just have to write it out. There's 10 more games, whether it's 10 or 12 more games in the season left. But the thing is, we have to win out.
Win out.
We didn't win yesterday. The fate, I'm sorry, the fate of the Lakers relies on Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to say. That's a mixed statement.
It is. No, and that's just facts. Like, you're not saying that with any shade,
no,
any, disdain. Like,
no.
I think that he's a great player. Like, but he has to continue to have that same energy, that same intensity, that same just like overall leadership. Like D'Lo said the other day that he was just selfless, you know what I mean? By staying on the bench, whatever the case is. Like, like to kind of understand your role in every, just throughout a game in any type of situation, like that's a part of being a leader. Like,
right.
Whether that is sitting out or coming in or telling them what it is that they need to hear, like,
or understanding, like, our offense, I'm sorry, AD, is running through you.
The point is, now you are our number one. You are the leader of this team.
Yeah.
And, like, we are going to be depending on you,
right,
to help carry this team.
And unfortunately, yesterday, the game against the Knicks, that's not a good example to use as far as I know. Not for AD. It's not a good example to use. All we have now, like I said, the West is super tight. There's a few games there's a few games that are like the difference between, playing or not at all. So I think now we just have to wait it out. I don't know how, as we're recording right now, I don't know the fate of that Suns and Warriors game, but let's see. We can check it out.
Let's look.
Yeah. Let's see. She's gonna look it up, y'all, because my phone's over there.
I'm gonna tell you it's 10 o'clock. Warriors won 123-112.
Okay.
Bucks beat the Kings 133-124. We're obviously talking about the East, but
Bucks beat the Kings.
I mean,
but the Bucks beat the Kings.
The Bucks beat the Kings. The Celtics lost.
Celtics lost. That's good for us. It actually doesn't even matter, but we can actually look those standings again. I know a lot of you Laker fans. Yeah, that's obvious. I know a lot of Laker fans are going to be
she said,
very.
Yeah, that's obvious.
they're down Kyrie. They're down Luka. It's Laker fans. I know you guys are watching the standings like every hour on the hour, every day. Again,
shout out Guru.
True.
Love Lakers Guru.
Shout out Lakers Guru.
Like, I don't know anybody that's dedicated to a team like Lakers Guru. For real. No, for real. Like,
and it's in his freaking handle. Like,
no, but I mean, like, there are people that are like slandering the man.
I know.
That tell him like he needs to get a job, all the things.
And he goes along with it. So we appreciate
it's hilarious. I love the entertainment.
All of this is to say, we spent so much talking about the Rams. All of this is to say it's kind of a tough time in LA right now for sports. Would you agree with that?
I mean, yeah, we'll wrap it up, but we're going to talk about it next week just to kind of see what happens. But I mean,
it's a little bit of turbulent times.
Turbulent times. On the other side, the AFC, you have Austin Eckler. Like, he's requested to potentially see who wants to pay him a little bit of money, Like,
he's exploring his options. He wants to talk to other teams. We don't know what that means yet so far. We don't know what he's thinking, him and his agent. So I think it's a a city that's so used to winning.
Yeah, we haven't even touched on the Chargers. And I mean,
right.
They're in LA now. And so if you're not a Rams fan, if you weren't a Rams fan, if you didn't jump on the Rams bandwagon, as some people like to say, then you probably, became a Chargers fan once they moved to LA. And, there's a lot to root for with that team. I think that they have a really nice core of guys with Justin Herbert.
Shout out Herbie.
Yeah. Like Herbo's, he's a great young quarterback. Like the Tua, Justin Herbert comparisons, like that is just crazy. Mm-hmm. Like they're both, young guys that are different in their own rights and good at slinging the ball, whatever. But when it comes to that Chargers team, they are another team, just like the Rams, that are having a little bit of cap issues. They're trying to figure it out. I heard that they restructured some guys to make some monies, to make room for some monies.
Yeah. Right. And all of this is just to say that, we're going to be touching on all things LA.
Everything.
All things LA sports.
All sports.
You want to talk about the Lakers? We can talk about the Lakers.
Don't think that we're not going to talk about Don't think we're not going to talk about baseball.
We're going to talk about baseball.
Serena's going to be on here with us.
We're going to have our girls.
We'll have a bigger couch.
We'll have our third girl here. We're going to talk about baseball. The thing is, all things LA sports, it's here.
Yeah.
It's here. Whether it's football, don't even get me started on college football. Don't even get me started on the Bruins. We're here. We're encompassing anything that's LA sports. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah. College football is going to be fun. I like it. It seems like it's so far away, but it's right around the corner. So I'm going to start doing my little research about everybody who's coming back in terms of like offense, defense, returning seniors, that type of thing. Well, in college, you don't really get that many, but yeah.
Well, we have our 5th years and our 6th years. Shout out DTR. DTR, you did great in the combine, by the way. I cannot wait to see where you go.
My girl loves her Bruins.
I love my Bruins.
My gosh.
I love my Bruins. I will always rep for my Bruins, but we're here. We're going to talk all things LA.
Yep.
We're going to take some questions eventually.
Yeah, like if you guys want to talk about certain things or if you guys want to know things, hit us up. We're on Twitter, Brittany_Bets.
My ad's a little complicated.
Oh my God. We'll post it. Like we'll put like a little graphic or something under here so that you can see
Bala Parantes, basically.
Figure that out, guys.
We'll figure it out. But y'all, anyway, all things LA here, right? We're going to have some folks on the show eventually. We're going to have...
Definitely going to have some guests. Everybody's important. Like, I don't want to minimize anybody's status in life, what they do, who they are, anything like that. So, every guest that we're going to have is going to be star-studded.
and just buckle up. Buckle up because we're going to take LA by storm. We're not going to leave anybody out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk LA sports.
The main thing is for us to just kind of come to you in our natural element and just talk about the thing that we love so much, which is sports. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next week.
Talk sporty to me.
Yeah. Let me take you on a day. We ain't gotta wait. Tell me if you got an ex nigga in the way, he can stay. I just wanna get a little taste, and I see you keep your body in shape. Look, I just wanna day. Damn, you look good. Damn, you look good, girl, and you look good. Need to stop.